Envy is the ugliest emotion. Envy is the ugliest emotion out there. It's able to disguise itself as comparison and this like bitter sweetness that just turns into this end up wound of frustration. And the truth is, it's a piece to your life that's taken away from your soul completely. It steals from your soul completely, and it's blocking your blessings in the first place. And hear me out on this one. God cannot bless that version of you that's holding on to someone else's dreams, that's holding on to things that aren't currently yet yours, but your mind is focused onto things that right now you can't even help but stray your attention to. And that is the problem, because if you're too busy resenting what they already have that you don't, you're blocking yourself from allowing God to step into your life and make changes in your life, because your focus isn't even on yourself but on other people, and not for the good reason either. Not for helping them, not for pleasing them, not for praising them for their hard work. You're just giving them a reason to not like you. And quite frankly, that's wrong, because how will you ever recognize what you were made for? How will you ever be the person that recognizes the fact that, hold on a second, I've been focusing on the wrong person here. I've been focusing on the wrong person this entire time, when really I should have been taking consideration of, I am the problem. It's me. I need to help myself before I can help other people. But you don't choose to do that. You sit there and you complain and you tell people how much that it's just easy for them. It's handed to them on a silver platter. You're kind of indirectly embarrassing yourself in a way. But let's be real. We've all had this battle, yeah? We've all had this fight before. You see, someone gets the thing that they want easily, really easily. They get the thing they want, it's handed to them. It's much easier to see it from their perspective, from our perspective, on how easy they got what they wanted. But the work that was put in is never seen. You never see what's behind the reels, the highlight reels of who they are and what they do. Because the problem is, you start to wonder and compress your own feelings, and you ask yourself, why not me? Why is it not me? And what am I doing wrong? That is the act of envy. That is what the enemy tries to do to you. And it feeds itself, because it grows when you feed it. It grows when you feed it. It is the same for your good emotions, and it is the same for your bad emotions. What you feed into them will grow. And it's much easier to feed into the negative emotions, because the brain has a way of latching onto negative emotions straight away. It is much easier to do that, because from a perspective where we see in James 3:16, it says, "For where you have envy and selfish ambition, there you find disorder and every evil practice." You see, the issue with that is, that's heavy. Envy doesn't just make you feel bad, but it invites chaos into your life. It invites complete unnecessary things into your life that you don't even need right now. And therefore, you are creating something for yourself that you cannot get rid of. And then that then becomes your problem. So, think of Cain and Abel. Envy caused that murder to happen, right? Think of Saul and David. Saul's envy got over him and prowled onto his mind, destroyed his inner peace, destroyed everything he could have ever owned in himself. And therefore, it always leads to destruction. Envy always leads to destruction. It always leads to the darker path. And there's ways of getting around that. There's ways of saving yourself from ever letting that happen again. So listen to me on this one, because this is important to listen to. Celebrate instead of compare. Celebrate those differences and don't compare yourself to the people that have already got the things that you don't yet have. Because Romans 12:15 says, rejoice with those who rejoice. Actually learn to genuinely celebrate people's feelings. Be empathetic, be sympathetic. Show emotion. Love what they have. Be grateful for the fact that they have something that you don't. Because if God did it for them, He can do it for you too. We are all human. We all have the capabilities to have what everyone else has. And the choice comes with that when we learn to believe and accept that we don't have everything right now. We don't have everything handed to us on a plate right now. We have to either work for it or spiritually open ourselves up, become more vulnerable, become more emotional, and really open up that energy towards ourselves so that we rid ourselves of envy. We completely rid ourselves of envy. So your celebration today can be the doorway to your blessing tomorrow. And that's the importance of that, because if you learn to accept what you don't currently have and you be grateful for what you do have, then new things can step into your life. God can open the doors for you. God can do all these things for you that you could have never have imagined. But you on the other end of this screen need to start believing in yourself. And that leads me on to my next step of saving yourself from envy, which is guard your eyes and heart. So not just your eyes, but your heart. Because comparison often starts with what you see. With what you see, social media, constant highlight reels, people showing success that have no initial context behind them, you start comparing your seed to their harvest, not knowing your own potential. You could be miles ahead of people and not realise it. By the time you feed that seed enough, your harvest could be bigger than anyone else's on this planet. But you still choose to believe that the harvest that you're currently looking at is the best of the best. And you don't even know your own limits. You don't even know your own limits. And for that reason, it affects what you believe about yourself and what God is capable of giving you. So if you doubt yourself and what God is able to give you, you're doubting God in the first place. You're doubting God's power, because God's power is the Almighty. You cannot fix, you cannot change God. He lives outside of time, space, and matter. That is what God does. He is our creator. And for that reason, envy is just another small excuse to take away from yourself and your own lifestyle. Because God already has done everything for you. It's just not set in stone yet. It's not set in plan. You haven't seen it in the physical world. But God says you don't need to see it in the physical world right now. It will come to you. You will get it. But it will not arrive to you in physical form. Your flesh and your body doesn't even care about you that much. Because the only thing that's coming to you in heaven is your soul and what you really have. So on that day of Judgment Day, will God say, I know you? Will God say, I know you? Because you need to focus on your calling, which is the last step. You need to focus on your calling. And in Galatians 6:4, it says, let each one examine his own work. Then he can take pride in himself alone without comparing himself to someone else. So you're not in competition with anyone else's lane. It is just you versus you. Competition is you. You are fighting for your own good sake. You're fighting for your own goodwill. There's no point arguing about someone else that has something conveniently better than you, when in reality, you need to focus on your own lane. We all pick things differently. There is no two person that has picked the same thing in their life. And if they have, they are chasing the wrong dream. They are chasing their wrong dream, because everyone's dream is different. But God's love is immeasurable to what He has for you. He overpours every time. Every time He gives to you, He overpours. He overpours His love, His care, His willing, His blessings for you. All in good name for your will. So guard your eyes as well for it. Guard your eyes, because to be mindful of what you consume, be mindful and be very mindful of what you consume, and it affects what you believe and yourself and God. God has specific blessings with your name on them. And Proverbs 14:30 says, a heart at peace gives life to the body, but envy rots the bones. So envy is robbing you of peace. Envy is robbing you of peace, gratitude, and joy. But God didn't create you to live bitter, but to live blessed. But blessings flow through contentment, not comparison. When you are in a peace, when you can relax with yourself, you are able to enjoy yourself at a much unique and own deserved pace. So let go of the envy. Trust God's timing. In Psalms 37, 1-3, it says, do not fret because of those who are evil, or be envious of those who do wrong. Trust in the Lord and do good. Do good. Start focusing on your own lane. Start focusing on what really matters, on your own love, on your own cherishments. Because when you stop wasting their story, you can finally start creating your own. Because your imagination takes you in so many places. But what you do with it is up to you. It is all down to you. What you do next is down to you. And if you've enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and share. I really love making these videos with my heart, mind, and soul. So, reach out to people. I want to build a great family with you all, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys. Amen.